3 years ago, Sarah had $50,000 sitting in her savings account. She thought she was being responsible. Today, that same money is worth $43,000 in purchasing power. Meanwhile, her coworker Michael took a different path with the exact same amount. His is now worth $78,000. The difference? He knew something Sarah didn't. And after watching this video, you will too. By the end of 2027, the financial landscape will look dramatically different than it does today. And the decisions you make with your money in the next 24 months will determine whether you thrive or barely survive in this new reality. I'm going to show you exactly what the top 1% are doing right now with their wealth. The 5 critical moves you need to make before it's too late. And the one mistake that's silently destroying the savings of millions of Americans. Let's dive in. Section 1. The problem here's what most people don't realize. We're living through one of the most significant wealth transfers in modern history. Let me tell you about James. James is 42, works in middle management, makes about $85,000 a year. He's doing everything he was taught to do with money. He has 6 months of expenses in his savings account. He contributes to his 401k. He avoids debt. He's being responsible. But here's the harsh truth. James is getting poorer every single day. How is that possible? Because while James sleeps, 3 invisible forces are eroding his wealth faster than he can earn it. Force number 1, inflation. The official inflation rate might say 3%. But when you look at the real cost of housing, food, energy, and healthcare, the actual number is closer to 8 to 12% for most families. That $100,000 sitting in a savings account earning 0.5% interest. It's losing $8,000 to $12,000 in purchasing power every single year. You're not preserving wealth. You're watching it evaporate. Force number 2, currency devaluation. Since 2020, the money supply has expanded by over 40%. That means every dollar you hold is competing with 40% more dollars for the same goods and services. It's basic economics. More supply of anything makes each unit worth less. Your dollars are being diluted, and most people have no idea it's happening. Force number 3, the opportunity cost. While you're playing it safe, assets are appreciating at rates we haven't seen in decades. Real estate, stocks, commodities, alternative investments. The gap between those who understand this and those who don't is widening every month. Here's a sobering statistic. Between 2020 and 2024, the median household lost approximately 23% of their purchasing power, while the average investment portfolio of high net worth individuals grew by 67%. This isn't a coincidence. It's a pattern, and it's accelerating. Now, I'm not sharing this to scare you. I'm sharing this because awareness is the first step to action. And the good news, you still have time. But that window is closing, and it's closing fast. Because by 2027, certain opportunities that exist today will be completely gone. So what do you need to do? Let's break it down. Section 2. The 5 critical moves. Move number 1. Convert cash into cash-flowing assets immediately. Remember, Sarah, from the beginning, her biggest mistake wasn't that she saved money. It's that she let it sit idle. Here's the mindset shift you need to make. Cash is not an asset. Cash is a tool. And like any tool, it needs to be put to work. The wealthy understand this instinctively. They keep 3 to 6 months of expenses liquid for emergencies. Then they deploy everything else into assets that generate cash flow. What does this look like practically? Dividend-paying stocks that put money in your account every quarter. Real estate investment trusts that pay monthly distributions. Even high-yield bonds or treasury securities that are currently offering rates we haven't seen in 15 years. The key is this. Your money should be making money while you sleep. If it's not, you're falling behind. Let me give you a specific example. If you have $30,000 sitting in a traditional savings account, it's earning maybe $150 a year. That same $30,000 in a diversified portfolio of dividend aristocrats could generate $1,200 to $1,500 annually. That's $1,350 more per year, every year, compounding. Over 5 years, that's not just $6,750 in additional income. Because that income is being reinvested, the actual difference could be over $9,000. That's real money. Money that could cover vacations, car repairs, or be reinvested for even more growth. Move number 2. Hedge against inflation with hard assets. Here's something the wealthy have known for centuries. During periods of currency devaluation, you don't just want assets, you want hard assets. What are hard assets? Physical things with intrinsic value. Real estate, commodities, precious metals, energy infrastructure, agricultural land. Why? Because these assets can't be printed, their supply is limited. And as currency loses value, these assets maintain or increase their purchasing power. Let's look at gold as an example. I'm not telling you to put all your money in gold, but allocating 5 to 10% of your portfolio to precious metals has historically been one of the most effective inflation hedges available. From 2020 to 2024, while the dollar lost significant purchasing power, gold appreciated by over 60%. That's not a coincidence. Real estate is another powerful hedge. Not only does property typically appreciate during inflationary periods, but if you have a fixed-rate mortgage, inflation actually works in your favor. You're paying back the loan with cheaper dollars while your asset appreciates and generates rental income that rises with inflation. The bottom line: having at least 20 to 30% of your portfolio in hard assets before 2027 could be the difference between maintaining your wealth and watching it erode. Move number 3. Maximize tax-advantaged accounts before rules change. Here's something most people don't think about. Tax laws are changing. The current tax environment is historically favorable, but that won't last forever. Right now, you have access to powerful wealth-building tools, 401ks, IRAs, Roth conversions, HSAs, 529 plans. But legislation is constantly being proposed to limit these benefits. The move you need to make: max out every tax-advantaged account available to you, especially Roth vehicles. Why Roth accounts specifically? Because you pay taxes now at today's rates, then the money grows tax-free forever. If tax rates increase in the future, which many economists predict, you've locked in today's lower rates. Let's do the math. If you contribute $7,000 to a Roth IRA every year for the next 3 years at a 25% tax bracket, you'll pay $5,250 in taxes. But if that $21,000 grows to $200,000 over 30 years, you'll never pay taxes on that $179,000 gain. If you had waited and used a traditional IRA instead, and tax rates increased to 35% by the time you retire, you'd pay $70,000 in taxes on that withdrawal. That's a $64,750 difference. The window for Roth conversions and mega backdoor Roth strategies may not be open forever. Use it while you can. Move number 4. Build multiple income streams. One of the biggest lies we've been told is that job security equals financial security. It doesn't. Ask anyone who was laid off in 2008, 2020, or during the recent tech layoffs. A single income source is a single point of failure. Before 2027, you need to establish at least 2 additional income streams beyond your primary job. This could be a side business: freelance consulting, digital products, rental income, royalties, affiliate marketing. The specific vehicle doesn't matter as much as the principle. Diversified income is resilient income. Here's why this is urgent. Automation and AI are transforming the job market faster than most people realize. Jobs that seem secure today may not exist in 5 years. But if you have multiple income streams, the loss of one doesn't devastate you. The goal isn't to replace your income overnight. The goal is to build income diversity so that by 2027, you're not dependent on a single source. Move number 5. Invest in financial education. This might be the most important move of all, and it costs almost nothing. The difference between Sarah and Michael wasn't luck. It wasn't inheritance, it was knowledge. Michael spent 6 months learning about investing, reading books, taking courses, studying how money actually works. That education completely changed his financial trajectory. You don't need a finance degree. You need to understand the basics, how compound interest works, what inflation really means, the difference between assets and liabilities, basic investment vehicles, tax strategy fundamentals. Dedicate just 30 minutes a day to financial education. In 6 months, you'll know more than 90% of people. In a year, you'll be making decisions that most people won't understand until it's too late. The information is free. YouTube, podcasts, books, articles. The only investment is your time. And here's the multiplier effect. Financial education doesn't just help you make better decisions today, it compounds. Every piece of knowledge builds on the last, creating better judgment for decades to come. Section 3. The one mistake to avoid. Now, let me tell you about the one mistake that's more dangerous than all the others combined. Waiting. Waiting for the right time. Waiting for the market to crash. Waiting until you understand everything perfectly. Waiting until you have more money. Waiting for certainty. Here's the brutal truth. The right time was yesterday. The second best time is right now. Every day you wait, you lose. Not because the sky is falling, but because of the mathematical reality of compound growth. Starting to invest 3 years earlier doesn't give you 3 years of extra returns. Because of compounding, it could give you 30 to 40% more wealth at retirement. Time is your most valuable asset, and it's the one asset you can never get back. I've seen people spend 5 years preparing to invest, thinking they're being smart and cautious. Those same people would have been far better off investing imperfectly and learning along the way. Action beats perfection, every single time. The knowledge you gain from actually doing is worth more than any amount of theoretical preparation. Don't let analysis paralysis rob you of your financial future. Make the decision today to start, even if you start small. So here's where you are right now. You have a choice. You can close this video and go back to doing what you've always done, hoping things work out, or you can take action. Pick one thing from this video, just one, and implement it this week. Open that Roth IRA, buy your first dividend-paying stock. Allocate 5% to a hard asset. Spend 30 minutes learning something new about money. The people who will thrive by 2027 aren't necessarily the smartest or the richest. They're the ones who took action when they still had time. If you found this valuable, subscribe to the channel because I break down complex financial strategies into actionable steps every single week. Your financial future is being written right now. Make sure you're holding the pen. I'll see you in the next video.